welcome to Tanakh Talk.
And I'm your host, Julie Taylor, hosting from Palmer, Alaska, broadcasting live out of Kingsland, Texas, for our first episode of Women's World with Rebbetzin Leah Michaelson from the Holy Land of Israel.
Wow. Good job, lady. Oh, wow. That sounds like you've been doing that for years. That's funny. A lot of people have asked me throughout the time, they was like, is that really a pre-recording that you do every show? And I'm like, no, I've just been doing it for so long. It sounds exactly the same every time. That's so funny. Wow.
It does. It does.
Ladies, it is a pleasure to see both of you here today and taking on this new journey. It's something completely different for Tanakh Talk, and it's something that I think is going to be a real big blessing for all the ladies out there who are trying to follow our Creator in a holy way. So welcome.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
It's a blessing and honor to be here with you.
It is. Dream come true.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's
Dream
awesome.
come true.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait. Honestly, I can't even wait to hear how these future shows go because, my wife doesn't really have a resource for herself either. And so this will be something that she can look forward to as well, because this isn't just going to be for one group of people. It's going to be kind of idealistically speaking on behalf of all the ladies out there, whether you're
Right.
whatever you want to call yourself, if you want to call it B'nai Noach or righteous Gentile, whatever the proper term is that people are happy with, or whether you're Jewish. And some people are going to have questions that are Noahides, if you will, and they're going to want to know what a kosher women are supposed to do. People who are as far as halakha for a Jewish woman. Maybe they're thinking about converting. Maybe they want to know these things. And so this is going to be a really good thing, I think. So once again, ladies, it's awesome to have you both here.
Awesome to be here.
Thank you. It really is great to be here. And Julie and I have been talking all during the week, and we've just been really excited for the show and for the weeks coming and just being able to share with all the women. And as you said, William, it's definitely women of all backgrounds. You've got Jewish, Noahide, people that are just coming out of the church, people that are just really questioning about their lives and really looking for something and are gravitating towards Judaism and towards Torah. And I'm really excited that we're able to bring different topics to the women.
Absolutely.
To share.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
I know, Julie, you've been wanting to do something like this for a long time as well, because you've got a background in radio.
I do.
And so it's very fitting for your passion. And so this could be a neat little journey for us all, for sure.
Yeah.
So very nice.
Definitely. Yes.
Very nice. So, just to put this out there real quick, in fact, we could all jump in on this right here, just to kind of let the viewers know, like, what kind of questions that you're going to be open to being able to answer, whether it's, whether it's how to have a kosher kitchen, or whether it's how do you do this on Shabbat, or the even more sensitive things like nidah. People, they need to know these things. So. Do y'all have any suggestions of target areas for the ladies that they maybe didn't think about that could be of interest to them?
Absolutely. I can share with some of the topics that we're already talking about. Definitely Judaism, Noahide, or B'nai Noach. Mm-hmm. And for people that are just coming out, it's like, where do I go from here? What do I do now? What's next? Sniut, with modesty, and not just talking about how we dress, but inwardly and carrying ourselves, and
that's a big
what
one.
are the purity laws, and even head covering for the women that want to cover their heads. And there's different options depending on what a woman is comfortable with. Keeping kosher, what's that all about? I'll get to this one in a moment, because talking about for next week's show what we're doing, dealing with betrayal, our relationships. Things happen, especially when for a Noahide that's come out. And I think, Julie, you mentioned this when you were sharing your testimony, that you went through that. You lost relationships, and so how do you get through that, and what do you do? And dealing with the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. We have the Yetzer Tov and the Yetzer Hara. Different topics for women with children. There's going to be sensitive topics we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about for women that don't have children. And what do you do in regards to that when the negative comments come? And because that's happened with me. And I married for over 22 years. My husband and I have just an incredible marriage and have been able to share with people, but we don't have children. So that's an area that I really want to be able to share with women and women with children. So, and how with the balance with that, I noticed something on Tanakh Talkers that someone had asked regarding, do you really pray to a rabbi? So talking about praying at the Kevarim, like at the graves. So I want to really get into that and answer that, and what do we do, and talking about Shabbat and the laws of Shabbat, and keeping a Shabbat and keeping the Shabbats, and our prayer time and Hipodadut, and the different kinds of prayers that we say. So the other thing for women, and stop me if I'm rambling on.
No, you go right ahead.
Interject.
I will tell you this. I will interject real quickly because this is something I'm sure people are curious about. The reason why I have Miss Julie here is because this is I'm only here for this first show. After today, you won't see me on this show at all. You probably won't even hear me unless I have to come in for some technical reason. And so from this moment on, in fact, just to kind of give you a more understanding of it, this is what you're going to see. And that's pretty much how it's going to be throughout the rest of the shows. So if we need to pull up some text on out of the Holy Scriptures, we'll pull that up with them as well, but you won't see me. I'm going to stay out of this, except for I'm just going to produce the show, and that way these ladies can handle these things, and y'all can feel comfortable knowing that you got, you're not, just to me it seemed kind of awkward talking about a sensitive subject, like for two guys talking about a sensitive topic with a girl present. You don't want to do that. So, and that's kind of the whole point. So Julie, you're going to be, this is a great reason why you're here, and I think you guys are a great team already. I can see how y'all the electricity between you guys
I'm
is
so
like,
happy you're here, Julie.
And I'm happy to work with you too.
and also I will say too, just for y'all to know, the first handful of shows, it could be the first two, it might be the first five, we're not sure yet. They won't be call-ins until Rebbetzin Leah gets to a certain point of her discussions where she's already got things she wants to talk about, and then she'll let me know, and then we'll turn it into a live call-in show at that point. That way, by then, everybody else will kind of know how the flow of the show should go, and the content, and how to, call based on certain topics or whatever, and you'll kind of get all that figured out along the way. So, Ms. Leah, would you like to continue?
So, well, I want to interject, William. Thank you for the honor when saying Rebbetzin, but my parents didn't name me Rebbetzin.
Okay.
So,
right.
I appreciate it, but I want the women to feel comfortable, so they can call me Leah. Okay. And there's a lot of people that know me as Leah. I've been using my Hebrew name since my husband and I made Aliyah to Israel. And my rabbi gave me my Hebrew name, but my English name is Lori. So there are a lot of people that know me as Lori, and a lot of people that know me as Leah. So, and I answer to both.
Okay.
I will always be Aunt Lori to my nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews and my family. But I like using my Hebrew name now that I'm living here in the Holy Land of Israel.
Gotcha. Well, I've got your name and your email address up on the screen right now, so you guys make note of it whenever time you see this and you want to get a hold of her. That's going to be right there on your screen, and it'll have it up on every show, and same for Julie. We'll have hers up there too. And so if you guys have questions for future shows, email either Miss Leah or Julie, and just be sure to take note of these, and they'll be up on the show, like I said, continuously throughout the shows every time we do it, so you won't have to worry about like forgetting it or forgetting to write it down. So it's all good. Yeah. Okay, so
yeah. And I think we'll have a time of Q&A of questions and answers in the interim when we're not taking answers during the show. But if somebody has a question and they want to write in, or a topic or anything, then we'll be able to answer questions. And also for the women, if there's a sensitive question and you don't feel comfortable asking it on air, then please email both of us or one or the other.
Right.
We're available for you.
And it could be that, a question that you might have that might be embarrassing to you because of your particular situation. And this is something, Leah, you could decide whether you want to do that this way or not. You could take it anonymously and just, wait a few weeks and then put it up on the show so that way no one would have a connection with any person, but it's beneficial information for all the ladies out there.
Absolutely.
So that's another way you can handle it. Very good.
Right.
So, Miss Julie, how are you doing, girl?
I'm good. It's early, but I'm up and at 'em.
Yeah, what time is it with you right now?
Well, I got up at 4 a.m. to get ready and get everything
Wow.
set. It's 6 a.m. right now, so
That's wow.
I'm operating on 2 hours sleep, but that's okay.
You
I'm energized and ready
Right.
to go.
Well, we'll be done here in just a little bit, and you can go back and take a nap and try to get some recovery time there for you.
I might
So
do later.
that's fine. So it's 5 p.m. in Israel, right? Well, now it's 5:15.
Yeah, it's almost 5:15 here in Israel.
And Alaska, and y'all's temperature ranges are pretty close, aren't it? Here it's nice. I won't even tell you what temperature it is here. I don't want y'all to get angry.
Oh, you're nice
No,
and
it's
toasty,
cool.
right?
Right now. It's probably 65. It's like my favorite temperature right now. It's insane.
nice.
Beautiful. So, I was just out walking with Master before the show, and it was about 54 degrees, sunny. So it's actually warm here right now in the wintertime. At nighttime, it gets cold. It'll be down in probably the low 40s.
Now, for those who don't know you, Laura, you might want to clarify who you're calling Master.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Oh my goodness.
They're like,
Not
wow,
the
her
master
husband
of
is
the
a toughie,
house,
man.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
No, Master is our dog that we rescued. We've had him for 2.5 years. We actually call him Mushy because he's just a big mush. He's the one that I was walking with before the show.
So not to be confused with Moshe, but Mushy.
No, he's not Moshe. It's just because he's just a big mush, like
That's
a squish.
cute. That's cute.
Yeah.
It's the German Shepherd, right? Or am I right?
He's actually a Northern Inuit.
Interesting.
So they either hail from Inuit Canada or in Northern Ireland, I believe. And so they were bred to look like wolves. So he's husky, shepherd, and Malamute, but we still think he has a little bit of wolf in him.
Wow.
Gotcha. Right. That's a
So
beautiful dog. Beautiful dog, no doubt.
Thank you.
Yep. So
yeah.
And thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to put a slightly different spin on how we're going to finish this particular episode out. I'm going to put you two ladies up full screen, and I want you guys just to talk to yourselves and to the viewers about your new show and how you just, small talk. This is, I just want people to see y'all's beautifully smiling faces and y'all's tender voices and just know how safe they are for this particular environment. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna pass the mics to you guys, and I'm gonna disappear for a little bit. Okay, I'll be right here on the soundboard.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Sounds great. So, as we mentioned earlier, I do have a background in radio. I was a Christian for years. I had a somewhat Christian radio show. It was on a secular station, but I interjected lots of Christian stuff into it. I started churches. I was a missionary in Europe. I do have my testimony up on Tanakh Talk if anybody wants to look at that. And William and I have been friends for 7 or 8 years now, I think, maybe longer. That I've been involved with Tanakh Talk.
We've been friends since before I even came out of Messianic. I was still kind of Christian-y when we first met.
Okay.
So so it's been about 8 years now, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. So, anyway, I've been part of Tanakh Talk since the day the first show came on and have watched faithfully ever since and really had a big desire to get involved, especially in women's ministries and women's teachings. When I was in the church, I used to do ladies' meetings, and I was actually writing a couple of books. And anyway, I've been out of that for about 6 years now, And I've been dying to get to Texas to see the studio in person and to meet the Hall family. And this past December, I was able to do that. Got down there and visited with William and his family and just fell in love with all of them. And just sparked something within me even greater to get involved and do some kind of show. And so here I am with beautiful Leah, and we're going to have fun. And I think you ladies will really enjoy it.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you and I have been, oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. When
we do this a lot, ladies, just so you know.
We were finishing each other's sentences on our messenger text.
Oh, it was crazy.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
But what I had envisioned in my mind when we talked about the show was kind of like Regis and Kathy Lee, where we do our small talk and maybe do a news article and maybe a news topic, or tell jokes and have trivia. I don't know, just I think we'll just do whatever pops up. We're open to everything.
Absolutely. I mean, there's going to be times where it's going to be serious, and learning is amazing and wonderful. And as we're sharing, it's things we're also going to be speaking to ourselves about as well, because we all need reminders. Correct. And so, yeah, Julie and I, in talking, finishing each other's sentences, or even when we're just messaging each other, we were writing the exact same things. And we've known each other on Facebook, and we've only met via Skype in person. So we look forward to the day that we meet each other in person, actually. So
in Israel.
Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Pertaining to like news articles, current events, when we have something that we want to share about that, we want to also pertain it to how it affects us as women and what do we do about it. So we're really excited for the show. We just wanted to make it a warm environment for all you beautiful, amazing ladies, and that it would feel safe for you, and we'd just be able to talk about all different subjects. For myself, because I wasn't on Tanakh Talk before. And again, William, thank you so much for having me here.
My pleasure.
And
completely.
Just the opportunity, it was just really exciting. It's something I've been wanting to do for quite some time, and because I've just always wanted to be able to reach out to women. I have had women's groups before in teaching and sharing and talking about different issues. And so for me, I grew up in a reform leaning towards conservative Judaism in my home. My mother didn't grow up with as much Yiddishkeit Judaism, so she had already decided when she was going to get married that her kids were going to grow up with Judaism and learn about it. And I grew up with an amazing, amazing rabbi in our synagogue, our shul. And he was a Holocaust survivor. He lost his entire family in the Holocaust, and so he had started all over. And he was more of an elder gentleman, but he had such a passion for Torah. And even growing up in Reform conservative Judaism, his passion was really instilled in me. And so it was just a really great blessing to be able to have him. And when he retired, then another rabbi came in, and younger, and I just did not have a connection with him at all. And so I eventually just started, we always say off the derech, but I don't know if we say off the derech because we're still walking a path. It's just a different part of our journey. And so I did get involved in Christianity and did get involved in Messianic Judaism for a period of time. It was through a family member that was instrumental because that family member got involved in it. And so then I became involved in it. But that same family member was instrumental in bringing me out. because he left and he was instrumental in bringing me back. So I came back, I'm Bala Tshuva. I made Tshuva, and so just been continuing to study Judaism and just really want to be able to share with everyone.
Awesome. That's excellent.
Well, so if you guys would like, because we have kind of come into covering it probably as much as we could on an introduction, but it's kind of early to end unless you guys have some sleep to do or something. if y'all would like to
actually,
go, yes.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. So I think actually, because we were preparing for next week's show,
Okay.
So what we want to do for next week's show is really our topic's going to be how are women viewed in Torah.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So because I think a lot of times women don't see how high we all are held in Torah. And I really want to be able to share that and bring that to the women and other different things, as far as our roles. And it'll segue into our following week of what we're going to be talking about.
And I would like to add to that, not only how are they viewed in Torah, but how they should be viewed by men.
Absolutely.
Right. So this could be a great show for the guys to tune into for sure on this one episode.
Oh, I think so too, because different Christianity, for instance, women are kind of put down and held in submission, and when I started looking at Torah, I could really see that no, those things are there for protection, and so I'm excited to share about that, the positive parts of Torah towards women, because, like with anything, there's two sides to everything, and it's perspective. So the Torah perspective is what's the positive perspective.
Right on.
So
absolutely. That's like one of my favorite words. It's been for this whole new year, because we follow the new year with Rosh Hashanah. And so for me, it's perspective and how we look at things. So for instance, it gets very misty here in the winter, and I love walking in the middle of the midst. I mean, I live in Sfat, the holy city. And so, and it could be light rain, and somebody may view it as it's gray and it's, here's the rain again. And so I think it's just perspective. And for someone, that's okay. It's like for them, that's how it makes them feel. And so for me, my perspective is I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. I'm walking in the mist and a little bit of rain. And so it's just in each thing, it's perspective, and we all have perspectives.
Right.
Whether the glass is half full or half empty, right?
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. But I think we want to look at it half full, right, Julie?
We do.
That's funny.
And just keep filling.
Keep filling, overflowing.
Yeah. We want to be able to, for all you lovely ladies, just to really empower you and encourage you and build you up and build each of us up in this.
Yes. Life is hard, so we need some kind of, what did you say? The glass full. We need to fill ourselves.
Optimistic, Right.
And some ladies don't have anywhere to go because they're in between. They left Christianity, but they're not Jewish, and they're not sure where to go. So
right, and their identity. It's like, what am I now?
Exactly.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Let's bring that light to them.
Right on.
Absolutely.
So next week is going to be a really fun topic, and so to be sure to tell your friends out there, even your family members. This is. I don't know. It sounds. Of course, I'll be tuning in, but I'll definitely be tuning in. I guess I better be tuning in. Otherwise, we might have an issue. So
be in the shadow.
There you go. There you go. Well, Julie, thank you so much for being willing to host this, and Leah, it's going to be amazing. It's amazing. I can't wait. This is going to be a great journey, guys.
Very excited.
Yes, I am too. Thanks so much, and thank you, Julie, for hosting.
Pleasure.
We'll see you guys next week. Shalom,
everybody.
All right. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Shalom. Bye.
Shalom.
אני אתה אתם תמיד תמיד כולם ביחד חשוב מכל חשוב והכרחי להיות ביחד איפוק זו העוצמה ויתור זו הגדולה השאיפה והכמיהה אני אתה אתם תמיד תמיד כולם ביחד חשוב מכל חשוב והכרחי להיות ביחד